What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Bryan Danielson out of Forbidden Door, Matt Hardy could be injured, Eddie Kingston blast body shamers, Charlotte Flair's return date, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out Wrestlelamia.co.uk and our non-wrestling channel, Incredible. Now let's hit the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at Bryan Danielson out of Forbidden Door. Atop of today's news are two potential injuries in AEW. Let's start with our first story, which deals with Bryan Danielson. There could be bad news for fans expecting to see Danielson compete at Forbidden Door, as Bryan's status is uncertain. Danielson is scheduled to appear on the 22nd June episode of Dynamite and give fans an update on his physical condition. There were hopes that Bryan could wrestle at AEW's Forbidden Door pay-per-view, but now things aren't so clear. Figure 4 Online's Brian Alvarez discussed the situation on a recent Wrestling Observer Live, saying, "What I can tell you is that even though they were talking about Bryan Danielson versus Zack Sabre Jr. on Rampage, which was taped last Wednesday, and even though he was announced for the show this coming Wednesday, the impression I was given as of today is that he's not cleared, and he might not be cleared for a while." The WWE Hall of Famer was last seen wrestling at AEW's Double or Nothing event when he competed in the 10-man Anarchy in the Arena match. It's believed that Danielson may have been injured during the match. Despite wrestling's work nature, the constant wear and tear on wrestlers' bodies, not to mention the added factors of age process and some wrestlers' enthusiasm for taking sick bumps, make injuries inevitable but sadly unpredictable. It's especially important that Danielson keep a close eye on his health given his past medical problems. Obviously, Danielson's health should be his and AEW's priority. While there could be some key absences from Forbidden Door, the promotion is so deep with talent that it should have no problem with adding major players to the show. Do you think Bryan Danielson will wrestle at Forbidden Door? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Matt Hardy injured? Unfortunately, Bryan may not be the only person who will be unable to compete, as rumour has it Matt Hardy may be unable to compete for the 26th June event. Rumour has it that Matt Hardy has injured his knee at last week's Triple Mania event, where he wrestled John Hennigan, aka former superstar John Morrison. According to a report from Fightful Select, Matt Hardy was also banged up after his AAA Triple Mania match. We're told that he had some major swelling on his knee, but haven't confirmed if there's any update or about the severity. If Hardy's hurt, it's more bad news for AEW and New Japan Pro Wrestling, as their Forbidden Door pay-per-view is just days away. As there are only 6 matches currently booked for the show, but he certainly would bring additional star power to the show. Forbidden Door does look to have some promising bouts, but the recent injury to AEW World Champion CM Punk means another top name will be missing from the first ever collaboration between AEW and New Japan. Now keep in mind that the rumour that Matt Hardy is injured hasn't been confirmed, but as always we'll keep you updated on the latest and greatest concerning Matt. Next up, Eddie Kingston blasts body shamers. A professional wrestling is known for its muscle men and larger-than-life monsters, but Eddie Kingston is taking a stand against people body-shaming wrestlers. Kingston's comments came in light of fellow wrestler Booker T's recent comments that Adam Cole needs to put some weight on. The two-time WWE Hall of Famer spoke about Cole during the Reality of Wrestling podcast. If Adam Cole has to have surgery and he's down for 6-9 months, and he lose any more muscle, it's gonna be hard on this brother. You know what I'm saying? Right now, he's about $160. Although Cole is no giant, AEW is known for its smaller wrestlers. Still, Booker thinks it's imperative that Adam adds some muscle to his frame. We gotta get more weight on Adam Cole. You know what I mean? That's his problem. He's light. Bottom light. We gotta get some muscle on this kid. That's probably one of the reasons why he's going out there, getting hurt, because it can't be the schedule at AEW. AEW's schedule is comparatively light, but its wrestlers have a tendency to take sick bumps regardless of whether it's on TV or on pay-per-view. We think it's enthusiastic, some might say reckless approach to explain the majority of injuries to its stars. Eddie Kingston seems to like the variety of wrestlers in All Elite Wrestling. The current AEW star recently appeared on the MacMania podcast, discussing wrestling's focus on muscle-bound wrestlers while pointing out successful wrestlers have come in different shapes and sizes.
My whole career I've been hearing it. And look, you have to work out to be a pro wrestler. You have to have good cardio is the main thing. And yeah, you hear your whole life you got to look the part and all that. There was a shift where you had to be a muscle guy. There was a shift in the business, and when you have that so much, people get sick of it, and then you have to do different things.
Kingston talked about some of the top stars he watched growing up, pointing out they didn't look like bodybuilders, but they looked like badasses.
I grew up on guys that looked tough. There were some muscle guys, but there were also guys like Dick Murdoch and Dusty Rhodes and those guys. You know what I mean? That if you want to body shame and knock anyone nowadays, would you knock them? You know what I'm saying? And like guys like that who look like dudes that they would fight you. And then it became the bodybuilder era, and a lot of those bodybuilders couldn't fight their way out of a paper bag. You know what I mean? Let's be honest about it. You know?
The 40-year-old Kingston clearly doesn't resemble a bodybuilder and admitted, "I got a little bit of belly, yeah. I like to eat ice cream. I like Five Guys, but I also like to lift weights and do cardio, and I also like to fight." Kingston has a low opinion of people who body shame others, especially wrestlers, since Kingston feels the same critics couldn't run the ropes, let alone work matches. Wrestling has always subscribed to the school of thought that wrestlers are individuals who can dish out and absorb tremendous amounts of punishment that would seriously injure an average person. As Kingston noted, wrestlers like Dick Murdoch and Dusty Rhodes projected a toughness without having a muscle man physique. And the beauty of having different wrestling promotions is that fans can get to see a presentation that doesn't focus on one body type. AEW has its share of big men like Miro, Lance Archer and others, but it tends to focus on wrestlers in the mold of Chris Jericho, Jon Moxley and CM Punk. And not everyone agrees, and for some fans, there's no room for someone as small as Marco Stunt in a match, while others feel even former TNT champion Darby Allin is too small to be taken seriously when he competes against wrestlers such as Miro or Brian Cage. What do you think of Eddie's comments? What do you think of Booker T's criticism? Let us know in the comments down below. Next up, Charlotte Flair's return date. When is Charlotte Flair returning from the storyline injury she suffered when Ronda Rousey snapped her arm like a twig at WrestleMania Backlash? Well, as we mentioned, Flair was taken off television so she could tie the knot with Andrade, but now that the two are enjoying wedding bliss, when should fans expect the Queen back? Well, we may have an answer as the WWE is advertising their second-generation superstar for appearances in August. As we noted on our website, the PNC Arena in Raleigh, North Carolina released this advertisement for SmackDown's show on 12th August. WWE SmackDown returns to Raleigh. See your favourite superstars live featuring SmackDown Women's Champion Ronda Rousey, see the Scottish Warrior Drew McIntyre and Undisputed Tag Team Champions the Usos and many more. Also from Monday Night Raw, Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair vs Asuka vs Rhea Ripley in a triple threat match, plus Charlotte Flair. But don't be surprised to see Flair resume her feud with Ronda Rousey, as Charlotte will likely be vying to regain the women's title, as well as to get some payback for Rousey putting her on the shelf. Would you guys like to see Flair rekindle her feud with Rousey, or should Flair work a different program? And finally, Rhea Ripley talks being replaced at Money in the Bank. As fans are still trying to learn why Rhea Ripley was not medically cleared for a Money in the Bank Raw Women's Championship bout with Bianca Belair, Ripley has taken to social media to address her unexpected absence. She tweeted, "Soon." While The Nightmare has little to say, she's clearly gung-ho about getting a title shot, and the justice scales indicate that Judgment Day's female Fury will have her day. Although it's unknown why Ripley wasn't medically cleared, rumour has it that WWE wanted to save the Ripley vs Belair match for SummerSlam. Hopefully this rumour isn't true, as it's discouraging when a promotion takes a promised match off a show. But there you have it folks, the wildest news stories and rumours you need to know. Be sure to leave your comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.